Hey guys, welcome back, and if you are new here, welcome to my channel. I had a lot of requests to recreate this look. I took a photo the other day and I've got a couple people who are like, tell me everything, tell me your secrets. So I wanted to just, get ready, chit chat with you and show you how I created this look. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave. And let's just go ahead and get started. Oh, that's recording. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna prime my eyes. This is something, before I even like put on, face primer and whatnot, I like to do my eyes because anytime that there is fallout, I don't have to go back and fix up my concealer. No one has time for that. I'm taking the Wet n Wild Photo Focus eyeshadow primer. I'm not one to spend a ton of money on my eyeshadow primer because, I don't know, like, honestly, you can use concealer for this. You don't even have to use eyeshadow primer. But I know me and the consistency of the concealers, just period in general, they're just too thick, and I have naturally oily skin, so it tends to crease a lot more and cake up when I have concealer as eyeshadow primer. And then I am going to set that. I am going to take the Smashbox, what is this, contour palette. I just take the highlighting shade and then just lightly dust. So I take this shade right here and I just lightly dust that all over my eye just to set it. So I wanted to do like a chit chat, get ready with me, because if any of you have watched any of my other videos that I've ever posted, they were more focused on like my fitness journey and how I was trying to lose the weight that I had gained, because I had gone through this big weight loss transformation, and then last year I gained about 20 pounds of it back, and I thought it would help me hold myself accountable, but there were other things going on in my personal life that just didn't really fly with all of that. So I didn't really continue very much with it. I don't know if I even want to, like, I made those videos private now. Like, I don't want to get rid of them. I just don't want to, I don't know, look back on them at the moment. And I was in like a very negative headspace and a very sad place. And I don't want my channel to be about that. I want it to be about makeup and fun and creative and loving yourself and all of that. Okay, but enough. So I'm gonna go into one of my favorite palettes. It's like the size of my head. But this is the Jaclyn Morphe palette. I've been watching her since her first ever tutorial, her little Kim K tutorial, and I love her for it. This one is actually like the old school packaging, like there's not the shadow colors and then the names on the back, and it didn't come with an insert. That's all I got. But look how gorgeous this is. Ugh. If I'm looking over here, it's because it's my viewfinder, just so I can actually make sure that I'm in focus. But I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. And then I'm gonna just buff this ever so lightly in the crease just to really create that transition, that depth shade, and give it a little bit more depth. And I'm taking this on my new Morphe brushes. Again, it was the Jaclyn one. But this is the R37. So I am just gonna go ahead and buff that in. And I am slowly but surely bringing this all the way in. And then I'm taking windshield wiper motions just to really spread out the color. So since I want this channel to be more about makeup, what do you guys want to see? I know that for me, I really miss like the old school tutorials. Now it's more about product reviews, which I appreciate. Like, don't get me wrong, I love watching product reviews because if I'm into something or I see something's new, I don't want to have to go and try it out for myself always. Although sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes what works for me is not going to work for you and vice versa. But I do like to go and see reviews and other people's thoughts and people that I have followed for, God, 5-6 years now. Because I really do trust and value their opinions, and I know what their skin type is like based on what they talk about, so I can kind of gauge it that way. And then I like to take this up on the inner portion right here. It helps when I start to contour my nose and everything like that, so I like doing that too. Okay, we're gonna move on. So next, we are going to take this shade right here. It's like this burnt orange brick shade. And again, I'm sorry, I don't have the names. But what are you gonna do? I can point to it, you can follow along. Anyways, so I really love this color. And we are gonna pack this on the outer portion of the V and then start to blend it into the crease. And I am taking this on an M441 by Morphe. I'm loving them. And a lot of people don't really think that the brush is going to make a huge difference, but let me tell you otherwise, sir. It makes the biggest difference in the world. So now that I've really packed that on, I'm going to start going in windshield wiper motions again, and I'm not going to go all the way in, but I am going to go pretty, like 2/3 in. Okay, so now that we're done with that, we're going to go back in with that original brush with no additional product and really just start to buff everything out. We are going to take this M573 from Morphe and we are going to go in with this shade here. It's just a little bit deeper. It's got more like purple poop undertones in it, if you will. Just being real. And I love Morphe shadows. I recently just got on that bandwagon. But they are just so creamy. And yeah, there's some kick up, there's some fallout, but if you know that going into it and you know to do the eyes first and then your foundation, you really don't have to worry about it. So I don't see what people are so princess about. Alright, so we're going to take this color and really just stamp that on the outer third just to really deepen up that B. And then once you stamp it and where you want it, then go back out and blend. And you can see I am doing like circular motions, but I'm really just focusing on that outer third because I don't want to move the color around too much. So see how like the difference between this eye and this eye, this one just looks a lot more like deepened and smoky. It's always going to be smoky, just saying. Because, let's be real, it's either like full-on smoky eyeshadow, sultry, or just like a winged liner and go. That's how I am. I don't ever really do that in between, although that's my goal. I really want to focus on that. We are going to go back in with that very first shade we used in the palette with the same brush, and I'm going to add a little bit just to really blend out all of the edges in that crease. And like I said, a little bit, not a lot. A little bit goes a very long way when it comes to eyeshadow. Okay, we are going to take a M443 And we are going in with this color here. This color, like when you're doing this in person, you're like, that is a baby puke color. What are you doing? But I promise you, it's not. It's so gorgeous and pretty on the eyes. So we're gonna take this and apply it all over just the base, like that inner third and then the middle part. It's so pretty. I promise it'll all come together. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Going to take a M513, and it's this little like dome tapered brush. I like it because it's really domed, but there's not the short, super short bristles down here. And we are gonna take this brown shade right here, and we are just gonna, it's got more of like a purple undertone in it than like a brown. But I didn't want to put black with this. Like I wanted to keep it very neutral, and not that black's not neutral, but like that brown, warm, let's be real, basic bitch shade. We are just gonna start this right here, just to deepen up even more and blend out. When I say blend out, I mean I'm like barely touching my brush to my face. Okay, so now we are going back in with that second shade that we use, this like crazy burnt orange, brick red. God, the camera just doesn't do it justice in my opinion. And we are going to go ahead back in with that and really just blend out all of the colors. So what I'm going to do is I am going to stamp it back over, but I'm really just going to blend out right through here. Okay, now for like my favorite super fun part. So this is a super old but goodie. So this is like the first makeup brand I really got into besides like drugstore makeup brand. I don't even remember how I used to do my makeup in high school, in middle school. I've been doing makeup since I was in middle school, but I don't even remember how I used to do it. So it was when I first got like interested in watching tutorials on YouTube and all of that. And this was the first like super exciting purchase for me because I remember because Jaclyn was talking about God, what is the name of that color? Peach Smoothie by Makeup Geek, and I was like, I have to have it. So then I started getting into these little guys. Oh, I love this stuff so much. Like this is beaten up and brutal, but this is okay, so this is the shade Afterglow, but this is a loose pigment, so AKA extremely messy. Now what I like to do is sometimes I'll have a glitter glue, but if I don't, I found that this guy, if I just spray this on my brush and then dip it in the pigment, it makes it stay a lot longer. But this is the Evian natural mineral water in the facial spray. Honestly, you can use whatever the hell you want to use when you're doing makeup. Like, it doesn't matter. So literally what I do is just spray it a little and then I pat it. Like, I don't even put it, like, dump any pigment out. I just take it from the top, and it's just gonna make a world of difference when applying this, because now it's got some adhesive to it. And what I'm gonna do is I am just gonna pack this. Oh, I forgot how much I love this shade. I haven't used this shade in, I don't know, 6-7 years. forgot how much I loved it. And my brush is still pretty damp, so I'm not gonna respray when I go to the other eye. I'm just gonna pack that on the inner third to the crease. And yes, I know we've just covered up that baby puke color, but we're gonna go back in and play with it a little bit more. We are now going back into the Jaclyn palette and back into this baby puke color again. And we are just gonna blend what we just laid down and then blend the crease a little bit, just to add more of that back into it, so it's not like, and yes, it's gonna take some of the shimmer away. That's okay. If you want more shimmer, I would suggest doing it very last, using an actual glitter glue, not like Sally's, or what is it called, Elmer's glue, not like that kind of stuff, like a Too Faced glitter glue or something like that, because it will make it stay in place a lot more. I'm not one to be like super into shimmers, so I'm okay if some of the shimmer does go away, and I'll show you how I like add a little bit back into it. So literally same brush, no additional pigment. I'm just gonna stamp just to add a little bit back. There we go. Okay. Now, God, I made a mess when I do this shit. Sorry. Don't care if I cuss. Some people are like, super, don't do that. Be prim and proper. I'm kind of like, whatever. It is what it is. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm just gonna wipe away like the excess under here. I'm not gonna create a super harsh line yet, because you can do that with your foundation, or even like going back in with translucent powder or anything like that. So I am just going to rub this under stuff away. Just kind of following the natural lash line, like the lower lash line. Now that that's done, I'll let it dry for a minute. I am gonna apply my face primer now. So I just got this, I used it for the first time yesterday, and I don't know what's in it. Life is over. This is the only primer I will ever use. It made my face, like my pores just kind of blur out, and honestly, like I had heard of it. Sorry. Didn't realize this camera only allowed you to record 30 minutes at a time. But it's all good. Anyways, back to what I was saying. This is the Tarte Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. This stuff is magic. Like, magic. It's got this weird, like, yeah, the camera's not gonna pick that up, but it's like a mousse, silly putty consistency. So I just scrape a little out on my finger and I warm it up in my hands, and then I just start smoothing it out everywhere. But it literally, I love this stuff. And it smells like a spa. Like, it legit smells like a spa. I just kind of want to bathe in it. It smells so good. Take a little from my forehead, because I've got enlarged pores here in between my brows and my forehead. So I'm just going to take a little bit here. But no joke, like, this primer's bomb. I love it. I'll let that dry for a second. This stuff, I don't know what is in this stuff. And granted, I've only worn it once, but I've never been more like, is that me? Like, is that really me? bit more like that with the foundation. I love this stuff and I want to marry it. It's my one true love now. But this is the new Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I am in the shade 4 Deville, maybe? Oh my god, it's so amazing. I love it. Love, love, love. Did I say I love it? Because I love it. It's on the expensive side a little bit, but worth every penny. Any concealer, I don't care if it's Tarte Shape Tape. I mean, I love Tarte Shape Tape, don't get me wrong. I don't dislike it, but any concealer creases on me. Anything, no matter what I do. So if you have recommendations, please put them in the comments below, because I really would like to not have creasy creasy under eyes. But I did try, I picked up this one. This is the Nars. It is the Soft Matte Complete Concealer in Light 2 Vanilla. So I'm just going to take my finger and I'm honestly going to put a generous amount on. And I'm just going to pat this because I am going to go in with an actual beauty blender and blend this out. But with that, next we are going to set everything down. I don't bake because, I mean, I can bake my face. If I'm not going to bake my under eyes, I don't really see the point. But I don't bake my under eyes because, like I said before, I get very like dry. Well, I don't know. It just looks a hot mess. So recently I tried this guy right here. It is the Urban Decay Velvetizer Translucent Mix-In Medium. I don't use it for that. I just use it to set down everything so it stays locked in place. A lot of people hate this product. I don't. It works for me very, very, very well. So I really do like this. And I just, you know, pat out some in the top. And then I'm going to take my M438 for this. And I mean, like, barely dip anything in. And then I'm just gonna press it under my eyes to really set my concealer. So now I'm gonna set my entire face with it. And this is the E41. It's the size of my eyeball. But I'm just gonna dip the brush in the top. Whew. It's hot in here. Normally I have a, you can see it in the back right there. I have an air conditioning unit in my window because I'm always hot and I hate being hot, but I hate being cold too. I just need to like get to California or something and where it's 75 year round. But normally that's running, but it's extremely loud and obnoxious, so clearly it's not going to run today while I'm doing this, but it's hot. So next I'm going to go in with eyebrows. Mine are microbladed. It's a whole other topic. I'm so glad I did it though, because I had very like sparse, really not there eyebrows, and it would take me forever to fill them in. God, do you remember what it was like before everyone started filling their eyebrows in? So now I am going to just start to fill in my eyebrows a little bit more because we covered up with foundation and whatnot. Anastasia Brown Wiz, I mean, let's be real, everyone and their mother uses this, you know the drill. And I just like to use this to really carve out the shape, because I have the shape from the microblading, but I want it to be just a little bit more precise because I am doing such a dramatic eye. So what's up with Gimme Brow? The Benefit one, you know? I can't find it anywhere. Like, it was just literally scooped off the shelf, and I don't know if there's something wrong with it or if they're reformulating it or just saying bye-bye to it. But that was my jam, and I can't find it anymore. And I really liked it, like a lot. So now, because it's nowhere to be found, I've been using the Ulta Beauty Brow Tint in Deep just because it's the same like applicator type. And we are done with brows. God, after microblading, like that just makes my life so much easier. So now I'm gonna contour. To contour, where's my brush? No. This is the Morphe R10, but I've been using this Smashbox palette that I set my lids with in the very beginning, and I just take, oh, this is well loved. I just take this shade right here, and again, just barely dip it in. I love this brush because it contours my cheeks so well without being so like dramatic and harsh, you know? Because sometimes you can be like, girl, that cheekbone. Contour my nose, I'm going to take the E47. It's this crazy weird looking brush. You can see right there. Yep. I don't know if you can see that on camera. It's used. It's well loved and used. That's real life people. And I am just going to ever so slightly stamp it on my nose, because this brush, I will tell you, the first time I used it, I was like, oh boy. Yeah, way too much the first time I used it. I was like, alright then, well. So I'm literally just stamping it where I want it, and then I am going to go back in with, I'm going to use this brush. It's the M437 brush. You can use whatever brushes you want for whatever you want to do. They're not like, oh, you can only use this brush for this. I just like it to blend out the product that I just placed down, so it's just not so harsh. A lot of people will use this to like blend out their concealer. I just like it to blend out my contour on my nose, in all honesty. Instant nose job. Not that I have a big nose, I like the way it looks. Okay, bronzing time. I'm going to be using an oldie but a goodie, Benefits Hula. It's just, you can't go wrong with it. And I am going to use an Morphe R2 to blend this out. The thing I like about this brush, again, like with the contour brush, you can pick up enough product to, you know, give yourself life, but it's not gonna like be too much. I told you it would come together. I'm not looking so ghostly anymore. Another oldie but a goodie. This is the Becca Mineral Blush. Mineral Blush in Songbird. You can see this one is very well loved. There's the pan. And like, it's super domed out at this point. And I don't remember what brush this is. This is an M530. I really like this for blush because it just like boop, stamps it on the cheek so well. And it just gives enough color without being like, whoa, what did you do? I'm gonna take my powder brush again and just really like blend this out. It's one of the Anastasia ones. I didn't really get on the bandwagon until I watched one of Casey Holmes'. Oh God, my nose itches. Do you guys do that? Instead of like scratching. That's what I do, at least. So I don't, you know, mess it up. But this is the Glow Kit in Sugar. I love this. I didn't really get on the bandwagon until I watched Casey Holmes do one of her hauls and favorites. This stuff is magical. Now that we're done with highlighting, I am going to set my face. I like to set my face before I do mascara, eyeliner, all that kind of jazz, and lips. So I'm taking my holy grail. It's been my holy grail forever. I always just kind of go back to it. I'm taking the Urban Decay All Nighter, and we're going to spray a generous amount in it. I try not to bathe in it, but it happens sometimes. So to highlight the inner corner, I am, where did it go? This one? No. This one. I'm going to take this very little Morphe brush. It is the M213, and I'm going to take this shade in the same palette that we've been hooked on repeatedly. It's the second shade. It's really pretty. It's not like so crazy in your face highlight that I'm like sending signals to Mars or anything, but I do really enjoy this highlight, and I'm just going to put that in the inner corner just to brighten up that area. Highlighted inner corner. Now I am going to do the brow bone. I am going to take, what am I going to take? Why not? This E17 from Morphe, and we're going to take that very first shade next to the one we just used for the inner corner, but we're going to take this shade now, dip it in, and highlight the brow bone. So with eyeliner, I like to use the Kat Von D tattoo liner. It's been my holy grail for, God, 10 years. Oh, it makes me feel old. But I like to get the wing line first and then go back and match it up. I don't like to do one and then the other. So with this, I just kind of follow the natural shape. Sorry, y'all can't really see this, but I just like to make them at least match somewhat, and then I will go back in and fill everything out. So there's one wing. Make sure it was good. We're gonna move on to the side. I gotta go down here for the side because it's kind of blind. It's like a sigh of relief when you finish winged eyeliner because you're like, the hard part's over. And I mean, you don't have to do winged eyeliner with this look. I like winged eyeliner. I feel like it makes my eyes look a lot more open. I've been doing it for a very long time, so that's why it's super quick for me to go ahead and just throw it on because I've been doing it forever. So I just practice. Practice makes perfect, and well, there's no such thing as perfect, but you get my point. It gets a lot easier. So I'm going to go ahead and tightline. Mama needs to sharpen this brush. I need need to sharpen this pencil. We're not going to tightline the bottom yet because we are going to go back in and now smoke out the bottom lash line, just so it's a little bit more even. I am taking a M432 and I am going to go into this deeper shade that we used. This one, yes. And I'm just going to stamp that very, very close to my lash line, to my lower lash line. Anyways, we are taking the E18, just a pencil brush. You can use any pencil brush, and we are going to blow out what we just put down. But I'm going to take this shade and mix the two back and forth, just so it's not super dark. It's always super dark and smoky. Okay, now we're going to go back in and tightline the bottom. And I am going all the way in with this. Alright, now mascara. A lot of people don't like this one for some reason. I freaking love it. I don't know why. I like the way it gives fullness and length to my lashes, but it's the Urban Decay Troublemaker. Yeah, here you go. Yes. I like it because of the actual applicator. It's like, yeah, you're not gonna be able to see it. You just gotta see, there it is, right there. It's got, which is also highly dangerous. The spikes on there, it's very dangerous, but it does wonders. It just like allows me to get into the inner corner really well. Like I said, I've been on this makeup, splurge, and this one is, who's this by? I'm gonna butcher this name because I can't read it because I can't see it. But anyways, it's one of the Nudestix lippies out of the Creators Artist Edition thing that I was talking about. I freaking love it, and I wore this the first time yesterday. I put it on at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I went to my friend's house. I didn't get home until 2 or so. I kid you not. Drinking, eating, laughing, whatever. I didn't touch up once with this stuff. It stayed all day, it didn't move, it didn't transfer. Like, this stuff is legit, and it's worth every penny. I mean, they're a little bit more on the pricey side. I think one was like 22 bucks, but for the kit you get 6 and it's 60. So it makes it 10 bucks a piece, and it comes with a little sharpener doodad, which I love. But this color is Montagna. It makes me think of like Zaro. So you can leave it like this, or you can add a gloss, whatever you really feel, make it your own. I had honestly a lot of fun filming this. This is the first one in a very long time that I've done, and I really, really enjoyed it. So if you guys do want to recreate this look, please make sure you tag me. I will link all my social media over one way or the other. But tag me, I want to see your recreations. And make sure you like and subscribe before you leave, and I will keep posting for you guys. Also, let me know down in the comments below what you would like to see. I want to challenge myself too to make sure that I don't just stay in my own skin. But that completes this look for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching and getting ready with me and just chit-chatting. It's probably super long, but sometimes you just gotta do it. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!